Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 146. On today's episode, I'm going to be giving you another Barcelona news roundup. Since Barcelona hasn't played any games, the main content that I'm going to be bringing you out is just news. It's the summer. The transfer window is very amped up. And that's the focus since the season has officially concluded for everyone. It's been a very long season. But guys, before I hop into the episode and talk about all the pieces of news, remember I post a link on Twitter at Podcast10. Anytime you guys ever want to join, give your thoughts, comments, and discussion. If you ever want to join, always feel free. Just go to my Twitter at Podcast10 and just click the link. Also, guys, remember follow us on our social media platforms. Helps out the channel a ton. And like, subscribe, and comment. Do all that. But guys, first piece of news. Ruben Neves to Al Hilal. That has been confirmed. 55 million fixed fee to Wolverhampton. Now, this is big. Now, how does this relate to Barcelona? That means that Ruben Neves is not coming to Barcelona. Xavi was not a big fan of him. We all know that. Xavi did not want him to come into the midfield. And the relationship that Joan Laporta has with Jorge Mendes, the agent of Ruben Neves, Ruben Neves wanted to take advantage of that and bring Ruben Neves to Barcelona and send maybe like Ansu Fati the other way to Wolverhampton, but that is not happening. That trade between Ansu Fati and Ruben Neves is not happening. Ruben Neves is going to Al Hilal. Now this is big for Barca. That means he's not going to be coming to Barcelona. But a player who may be leaving instead of Ansu Fati could be Raphinha. Newcastle have offered 30 million plus Bruno Guimaraes to FC Barcelona for Raphinha. Now, what do you guys make of this news? When I think about this news, you can go by two ways. One, you're getting a fantastic player in Bruno Guimaraes, a midfielder, which Barcelona do need, a very talented midfielder. Plus, we get money in exchange for Raphinha. Now, here's the thing. If we did sign Messi, I would be more inclined to let Raphinha go. But because we didn't sign Messi, the only true winger that we're going to have on that side is Dembele. And you can also include Ferran Torres, but we do want your only two wingers to be Ousmane Dembele and Ferran Torres. I don't think you have much depth in the wings. You would only have Ansu Fati on the left and Dembele and Ferran Torres on the right. And so what would you guys make of this agreement for Raphinha? Gerard Romero has reported this piece of news. He has been a little bit hit and miss. All due to that Lionel Messi saga. A lot of people have criticized him, and there are some people who've gone as far as some death threats and everything like that. And guys, I think that's completely unnecessary. Like a journalist, he's giving us sport news. Sometimes he's the first one to get it. The club gives him the first piece of news, or sometimes he has to find them himself. But guys, remember, we also have to remember that journalists can make mistakes. Not every single piece of news that they can give us is 100% accurate. So we do have to, even though he has reported this, we have to take it with a grain of salt. Even though Gerard Romero is a very reliable Barcelona informant. But my opinion on Newcastle on this deal is I would accept it. I would accept it because when we later talk about the incomings, I believe that this deal for Raphinha could suit us. We're getting a fantastic midfield player, a player that we do need. And on top of it, we're getting some cash that we could use to strengthen other positions. We would weaken the right wing position, but then again, why are we going to have two starting wingers if Xavi's only going to be playing one of them? The depth is a valid opinion. Having quality players, just I don't know because Xavi, he doesn't want to rotate that much. But guys, let me know what you guys make of this deal that Newcastle is offering. But there's one reason that I am skeptical about this deal. It's because currently Newcastle are considering giving Bruno Guimaraes a contract extension, and talks have been ongoing. Bruno would be getting a huge salary increase, and this makes sense because Bruno has been absolutely amazing for Newcastle in the past season. So why would Newcastle offer Bruno Guimaraes to Barcelona if they're thinking of giving him a contract extension? Doesn't make sense. And so I do look at this deal with a grain of salt. But that's just one thing to keep in mind. But guys, a player who is going to be coming to Barcelona is Vitor Roque. As reported by Fabrizio Romano, Barcelona are closing in on a deal with Atletico Paranaense for a Brazilian club for Vitor Roque. Verbal agreement at final stages. Deal agreed to be 35 million euros plus 10 with add-ons and taxes, commissions, and everything. On the contract until 2028. Barca want Victor to join now. This is absolutely huge. Victor is such a quality player. If you guys haven't seen his highlights in Brazil, go and give it a watch. Vitor Roque has been absolutely amazing in Brazil. And a player of his quality and his age, a very bright young talent. It's going to be huge for Barcelona's attack because, as you guys know, last season Barcelona's attack at times it was very stale. Lewandowski after that World Cup, he just wasn't the same. And having quality depth to basically support and give competition to Lewandowski is something that we desperately need at the club. And on top of that, Victor Roque, he only wants Barcelona. He's willing to wait until the final days of the transfer window in order to be able to sign for Barcelona. And that's huge. Having a player show his commitment to the club, that is absolutely what we want to see. He's a huge Barcelona fan. He is a striker. He's very similar to Luis Suarez in that profile, just the way he moves and everything. He is a player who can play on the wing. Just I wouldn't believe that's his most ideal position. And so, very exciting deal that Barcelona is making. What do you guys make of Vitor Roque coming to Barcelona? But rounding off the episode, guys, just more confirmation. Barcelona have officially signed Senegal center back Mikayil Faye. His contract is until 2027. Release clause 400 million. The young, exciting 18-year-old center back from Senegal is going to be joining FC Barcelona. Now, he is not going to be joining FC Barcelona's first team, though. He's going to be joining FC Barcelona's athletic team, which is like our youth team. And I think this is smart. This is also just like, hey, if well, the thing is, he will be taken to us for preseason, and so if he doesn't impress, he would get some game time in the first team. But we have to remember this is an 18-year-old center back, and he still needs some time to develop. And so having him start at Barcelona Athletic is a very good move. And if he does impress, we can always move him up rather than just bring him down and not give him sufficient minutes. But guys, now moving on to our final piece of information, just to round off the episode. Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba, they are in negotiations with Inter Miami to be heading to the city of Miami. As you can see, Inter Miami are discussing final details of the contract with Sergio Busquets as they hope to sign Spanish midfielder in the next days, where he also has two very good bids from Saudi Arabia. Now, this is going to be huge for Inter Miami, just because Inter Miami, they are bottom in the MLS, and so Messi's going to need all the help that he can get in order to bring in order to make the team a very competitive team. But guys, that was it for our Barcelona news roundup. What do you guys make of the topics discussed? What do you guys think of the Newcastle deal? Would you guys swap Raphinha for Bruno Guimaraes? Even though that they're in talks for a contract extension. And what do you guys make of Ruben Neves heading to Al Hilal? Would you guys have wanted to Barcelona to push for Ruben Neves? I personally don't think so. But what are your opinions? And also, what do you make of Vitor Roque's transfer to Barcelona? It's all but confirmed. He is going to be coming very, very soon. But what do you guys make of that deal? But guys, that was it for our episode. As always, remember, go to Twitter, click on the link, and then you'll be able to join at Kool-Aid Podcast 10. Also, remember, follow us on our social media platforms, guys. Everything's at Kool-Aid Podcast. Always like, subscribe, and comment. It helps out the channel a ton. And remember, our long episodes, our challenge videos, our long discussion videos are all up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you guys like to listen to our videos in podcast format, just go to there and you'll be able to check things out. But guys, that was it for tonight's episode. I will see you guys all